long time ago, on the edge of a small village, lived an elderly couple, Herodis and Gora. Their age was advancing, their bodies weakening, but their hearts were still as deep and generous as in their youth. Their hut was built with mud walls, the roof covered in old tiles, and in the courtyard stood a holy basil plant, which Gora watered every day like a mother nurturing her child. Herodis was the old village tailor. His hands now trembled, but he still managed to do small stitching work for a few houses. His greatest identity was his heart. He always said, "As long as there is breath, no one should leave this door hungry. Whatever we may be, we are humans first." Gora was just the same, calm, patient, but strong as iron within. Every evening, as the sun set, Gora lit a lamp under the tulsi plant. Its light didn't travel far, but both of them felt that it reached deep within, as if it illuminated the path for a forgotten traveler. One day, during the monsoon season, clouds filled the sky, the air was damp, and lightning flashed in the distance. The village lanes slowly grew silent. Just as Gora lit the lamp and turned to go back inside, there was a knock, knock, knock on the door. Herodis was startled. Who could it be so late at night? He called out from inside, "Who is it, brother?" A low and tired voice replied from outside, "I need shelter for one night. I've come from far. I'm exhausted." Gora and Herodis looked at each other. There were many questions. Who is it? Where has he come from? Why? But they pressed those questions down in their hearts, and Gora opened the door. A stranger stood there, tall, thin, dusty feet, messy hair, but a calm face. He said nothing. He simply raised his eyes and asked if I could get something to eat. His voice had no demand, only a tired plea. Without a word, Herodis invited him inside. Gora went to the kitchen and served whatever was left: 2 thick rotis, a bowl of dal, and a few green chilies. The guests sat silently, eating each bite not with hunger, but as though consuming gratitude. After the meal, the stranger said, "I'll sleep in one corner on the floor. I'll leave as soon as morning comes." Herodis gave him an old blanket and said, "Anyone who comes to our door is not a stranger." Late that night, when the winds howled and silence filled the air, Gora awoke. She felt a faint stir. She went toward the courtyard. The guest wasn't lying down. He was sitting before the tulsi, eyes closed, his entire face glowing with a strange soft light, as if a piece of the moon had come to sit on the earth. Gora opened her mouth to speak, but words stuck in her throat. There was no fear, only a mysterious reverence, as if a very ancient, very peaceful force was present. In the next moment, the guest was gone. Gora rushed to wake Herodis. Both ran outside. The courtyard was empty. Only the blanket remained, and near the tulsi, something was inscribed in the soil. There were 4 symbols: a circle, a footprint, an OM, and in the center written, "Buddha always comes to the home where food is served without being asked, and shelter is offered without question." Herodis stood there for a long time. He said nothing, then slowly bent down, touched the soil, and lit the same lamp again, as if a new faith had been added to that flame. Gora washed the blanket and placed it atop the home shrine. It was no longer an ordinary cloth. It had become sacred. Life didn't change drastically after that day, but what they did began to feel deeper, as if meaning had silently bloomed. Word spread slowly through the village. Buddha himself came to their home. Some believed it, some laughed, others argued. But Herodis and Gora said nothing. Every evening, they lit the lamp, kept the door not fully shut, and slept with a strange peace in their hearts. If we look closely at our own lives, we'll find that we often open our doors and hearts only to those we know, those we expect something from. But true compassion awakens when there is no recognition, only humanity. Deep within us lies the belief that we must know before we give and test before we trust. But life occasionally sends someone to our door, tired, quiet, unknown. not to preach or teach, but to test how open we are from within. Buddha once said, "The guest who knocks is not just hungry, he has come to awaken our humanity." This is not just the story of one night. It is the story of every day we could have shown kindness, but didn't. When we could have opened the door, but were afraid. When someone tried to speak within us, but we didn't listen. Remember, the one who is the most silent might be the unknown guest, who leaves quietly, but leaves something inside us forever.